Hello and welcome to this edition of Nerdy Thursday with me, Big Scott, 35, Old Man Gaming, get off my grass, whatever you want to call it. Uh, just wanted to show off some big pickups for October. It was my birthday month, so I went and did some hunting because I have said I'm slowing down. And even this being my birthday month, I don't think I got as many as other months. Uh, they uh, even with I think one week they had a sale at GameStop. They just now I've kind of gotten where I got the games that I want. For most part, every once in a while, and some of the other games, it's hard for me to stomach 60, $50, 49.99 for games. It's just tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. But let's start off. This is something I picked up at the McKay's that I talk about, the store uh, where I can flip some of my items. But I picked up this MLB 11 The Show. Just keep on picking up sports games. I have it on the PlayStation, but I did not have it on the PSP. The next one, I believe, I'm trying to remember where I picked up some of these games, and it's going to be tough for me to remember. But this one is Biggs 2 with Prince Fielder on the cover. So now I have both of those on the PlayStation, and I have, I believe, all the ones for Backyard Baseball now on the PlayStation. And next is, I just like this. Now, this is from GameStop. This was probably my last few purchases from GameStop. They had buy three, get one. It was, I can't remember what it was, but I believe these four games, and there's a GameStop near me, and I might have these mixed up a little bit. I'm trying to look. No, that's it. And one of these baseball games might have been in that. I can't remember. But anyway, they had it set up better than most of them. Like, get, you know, three $20 games to get one, get two free, whatever it was. And they had them in boxes to very easily go through. And I love that type of thing. Don't make me sit there and search out and pull out every one of your, I hate that. So I got this Metal Gear Rising where you play, I think, as the protagonist, where you're not playing as Snake Eater in this one. I remember when this one came out, that was the big deal about it. And it's a little bit different of a game. I don't know if it's the greatest of games, but it's just a different style of play for that one. And I got this because just it was Goosebumps and for the price. Dead of Night, little horror game for this time of year. Dead by Daylight. And then I finally got Death Stranding. And like I said, I tried, they were buy two, get two. So I try to get, you basically get two games free if you get them right at the $20 mark. And that's what I try to do. So I went to a play and trade in like Cary, Liberty area of North Carolina. Not the greatest of stores. I think I showed you last week where I bought a Deadpool movie cover of Assassin's Creed. But I did get this Deadpool. Did not have this. They actually had this at a very good price. It is missing the manual, which I'll be on the lookout for, or another one that has the manual and trade it out. But great condition. And I picked up this World. Take that back. Did not pick this up there. Picked this up at Limited Run Games. The rest are going to be Limited Run Game pickups. I went there for myself for my birthday. Really love that store. I found that in a card store down there that had very good selection of sports cards and non-sports, and I like both. Um, if you watch my channel, you know that. But so now Little League World Series Baseball 2008. Really love this. I saw a post where somebody suggested that when they make MLB the Show next time, they ought to have a Little League World Series in it. And I thought that was a great idea. I really did. I thought that was a phenomenal idea. And they need to probably look at a women's softball series just to see. So next is going to be Dark Forces Remastered. I thought I had this on the Switch, but I do not. If I do, it's not in my spreadsheet, so which is a possibility as well. But I got it on the PS5, which I rather play on anyway. Metal Slug Tactics, which is the Metal Slug but tactical game instead of a run and gun. I like tactics. I like tactical. I like running guns too, but I am a tactical type person. So I just saw that and really liked it. So what I'm showing, and I'll tell you the price for all of these that I picked up at the Limited Run, because Limited Run, most of the games are like around $40. It's because they're not big games, they're indie games. So as long as you stay away from the special editions, which I find most of their special editions now are not that special. I just want the games. Sometimes the posters, or if it's got a cool statue, but most of them don't even have statues anymore or posters. It's just little tchotchke things. This one is, I'm just picking up these because I didn't play them when they came out. So Yakuza Kiwami, and I've talked about this before. I'm a gamer. I don't need to play them. I don't need to go put back and play them on the PS3 or whatever. I will, but if they do a remastered or something on the newer systems, I'd rather play it on one of the newer systems. Should look better, sound better, move better. Let's be real. Now, these next two were in the damage. So this one was 50% off. I don't even know what it is, but 50% off. And this was all it was wrong with it. It is a little loose. I can get a new box if I want one. But the Phantom, I thought this was a very cool cover. The Phantom is a comic book, I believe, from like the 30s, if I remember correctly. Pre-World War II, I think. But yeah, so I feel like I got a very good deal on that. They had two of them, just with a little nick on them. And then the same thing with this Sonic Shadow Generations, which I've heard is a very good game. The box is bent here. I can get a new box. I was actually looking at the very scratch games, but they were like $4 or $5. I was like, man, if they were like $1, I was going to pick up a couple just to have replacement boxes. So Sonic Generations, and I'll just pick up a couple of boxes and replace them if need be. This one's not loose though. The other one's not very loose. Day One Edition. This one was 30% off. So I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. I think I paid $135 for 6 games. I think I did pretty well. I love that store. I get lost in there a little bit. It's in Cary, right outside of Raleigh. Uh, some people have done videos in there. I probably should, uh, but they not only have their games, but they also take trades. They do a lot of retro gaming in there. They just had their anniversary this past weekend where they had like a vault, and you got to go in for a minute and grab as many games as you could in a minute. And they had all their games unvaulted, and they were replacing them and like as much as they could. And one of my friends was like, "So did they remake?" I said, "I don't know. I didn't get that far into it. I was just kind of getting what I could at while I was there. I thought about going, but I'm sitting there going, I got what I need. I don't need to go back to try to pick up those games just because it's just not my thing." And they knew what they were doing. You know, hey, come in here, get these games that you haven't seen since we first started, whatever, 13 years ago, or after 3 years, whatever they started, 8 years ago, whatever. And because they used to be when they first started, they gave you a time that the games were released, and you had to sit there on the computer and keep refreshing. Because I did it a few times and got the games, but then they caught so much flack from the gaming community about, you want to make these games for the gaming community, but you're only making 350 when more people want to buy them and you can make even more money. So they started making the games. They do a lot of pre-orders and they make the games to the pre-orders. And I don't know how many extras they make for their store. And I used to go there. I've gotten the Shantae games in there. I've picked up some different stuff. The retro selection is really good. They had a couple of games. I was like, what? I'm really now it's like 3 games. I usually find what I'm looking for, and then I'll see something and hidden gems, or you should be playing this type of game, and then I'll start hunting for that. So yes, you can buy it online at any time, but what's the fun in that? So until next Thursday, which should be the first Thursday in November. So I should have a sub box, I guess. If not, I'll have something else, and I will see ya.